Hey everyone, Lightning here, and with Operation Broken Fang coming to a close, I just wanted to talk about 5 cases I think that are good investments at the moment. If the end of Shadow Web were to be the same as this time, then we're probably going to get a new case at the end of the operation, so I just wanted to talk about 5 cases we have at the moment that are pretty old, yet they're probably going to be good investments moving forward. And these 5 cases are going to be all that you've heard from before. I did talk about in a multitude of investment guides beforehand, so this should come to as no surprise, but putting it all into one concise video was one that I thought would be perfect. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you do enjoy this video, a like and subscribe will be greatly appreciated as it does greatly benefit the channel. Let's get right into the first case that I think is a good investment. The first case we have up is the revolver case, which is the oldest out of the 5 that I'm talking about, as it was released on December 8, 2015. And this case was for the revolver, which was the newly introduced gun at the time. At the current time of recording, the price of the case according to Steam Market is 6 cents, so it is one of the cheapest cases we have available, yet it's also one of the oldest, so you might think it is kind of a turnoff to focus on this case given how old it is, yet it's so cheap. But I think it is still a good time to invest in this case because 1, it is very cheap, 6 cents, so you can purchase a bulk amount, so you could purchase 1,000 plus, and this case also has the older knives with the older finishes. So if you are looking to just maybe open a case that includes the bayonet fade, M9 fade, or a case hardened from one of these knives, then this case is the perfect one for you since it is the cheapest one we have available at the moment that is readily available to be opened. This case is also still in the non-prime drop pool, which is a bit surprising, but I would say that in the future this case would probably be gone, but I think it is a good time to purchase the revolver case. It also has the M4A4 Royal Paladin, which in factory new condition is over $100 USD, so that is also a plus, even though I think it doesn't even look that great, but hey, the price is all that matters. The second case we have up is the Horizon case, which is another case that is available in the non-prime drop pool, so sooner or later it will be out of this and be in the rare drop pool, but for now it is in the non-prime drop pool and it is only going for 7 cents. And what's great about this case in my opinion is that it's one of the few cases that we have in the moment that have 2 great covert skins that I would say are really popular, the AK-47 Neon Rider as well as the Desert Eagle Code Red. These are 2 popular weapon models, as well as the skins do look good too. Having a case where you have 2 great covert skins is kind of rare, as usually Valve would like to put a skin that looks really good like an AWP and then put something else that's not as popular like an SMG or an unpopular rifle such as the FAMAS or the Galil. This case on the other hand has 2 very popular guns as coverts as well as the knives itself. The most popular knife within the case is the Talon knife, and this also has the original finishes as well, so there is a chance of getting the popular fade or a blue gem. Taking the price into consideration, I think this is a perfect case to put your money into and invest a lot. The third case we have up is the Chroma 3 case, which is also another case that is available in the non-prime drop pool, and it is also one of the cheapest cases we have available that is currently going for only 8 cents. Although the coverts within the case aren't that great, the M4A1S Chantico's Fire and the PP Bison Judgment of Anubis, what makes up for this case are the knives. Within this case, what you can obtain are the Doppler finishes for the original knives, so you can get a Karambit Sapphire, Bayonet Sapphire, M9 Sapphire. Those are the choices that you can get, and there's just so many more Doppler finishes, so if you're looking to try and obtain one of these, then you're in luck since this case is so cheap, and a lot of the prices for the knives within this case have risen by a lot, so there is that factor to take into consideration. I would also say that you would have a pretty good chance of getting a pretty good knife as well as a pretty good finish, since you do have the bayonet, the Karambit, and the M9 bayonet, which are 3 out of the 5 knives within the case. I would say the odds are fairly good for the knife set. But moving on to the fourth case, we have the Spectrum 2 case, which as well is also within the non-prime drop pool, and this case has a really large appeal to it, and that is the butterfly knife. However, not just only the butterfly knife, the covert that is really popular for this case is after all the AK-47, the Empress, and I would say that that is one of the best looking AK skins within the game, super iconic I think, and it's just a beautiful skin. I think having at least one good covert does make this case a little bit more appealing, as the other one, the P250 See You Later, isn't as desirable. But going to the knives again, the butterfly knife is one of the main attractions to the Spectrum 2 case, as well as the fact that you can potentially get a butterfly sapphire or a butterfly ruby. The case is currently going for 17 cents on the Steam market at the moment, and that is kind of pricey, but given that the Spectrum case is even more expensive, going for 50 cents and above, then I think the Spectrum 2 case is great for you guys who aren't looking to spend as much. And even though for the knives, 1 out of the 5 knives are really only good, the butterfly knife itself, I think people just don't really care for that fact and are just willing to open this case and just try to aim for that butterfly knife that is so coveted and so expensive at the moment. I really think this case is worth investing into given the prices right now, and sooner or later I think it will just rise even further. And finally, for the last case on this list, we have the Gamma 2 case, which is also the most expensive one for this list as well, going for 27 cents USD. The coverts within the Gamma 2 case are, I would say, decent at best with the AK-47 Neon Revolution and the FAMAS roll cage. They aren't anything spectacular, but they aren't bad at all. But the main attraction, of course, are the knives. I would say the knives are really good within this case because you have the M9 bayonet again, the bayonet, karambit, flip knife, and gut knife. So 3 out of the 5 knives are really good, as well as the fact that you could potentially obtain a gamma doppler, so an emerald, or a lore. There are even other great finishes like the autotronic or the freehand, so I would say this case is great for obtaining knives that have great finishes as well. And because of having the OG knives and such great finishes, I believe that the Gamma 2 case is also a really good investment to take into consideration because of that. And since the Chinese community is ever so growing and a lot of them have been pouring money into the game, especially with opening cases, the Gamma 2 case will be no exception that they will open. But that is it for this video, and keep in mind that cases are a longer form of investing and you will hold on to this for a while since they are such a safe and such a reliable investment that people can just hold on to for a long time. So please keep that in mind and don't think about this for the short term and just forget about it for a little bit. All the cases are still rising in price at this moment, so these are some of the few cases that are still very cheap for you guys to invest in, so it's perfect for those who don't have a huge budget and just want to hold on to as many as they can. I also am investing in all of these cases, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, and also do your own research on other cases that are available within CSGO. But that is it for this video, and I hope you guys found some of the cases to your liking and maybe put some money into some of them. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated and it would greatly benefit the channel a lot. Have a great day. I'm Lightning, signing out. Peace.